One big thing, at least for me a big thing, in the next version of PostNuke will be support of AJAX, which means some easier maintenance of web pages, at least for the core modules that are using this right now. I started using AJAX in pnForum in beginning of this year to use this in the quick reply. You can quick reply to a topic without reloading. You can close or reopen topic threads without reloading the complete page. You can do some maintenance work at least without every time to reload the page. And so I thought it might be a nice idea to add this to the core too. And today I want to show something how you can do it quite easily to use the AJAX functionality in PostNuke. So, what is AJAX? AJAX means asynchronous JavaScript and XML, and it's not new. It's a combination of some well-known technologies. Basically, something what Microsoft has invented. The XML HTTP request. It's an invention of Microsoft. I have to say this. I'm sorry. And it uses it really uses some basic things we all know. It uses HTML, CSS, JSON for encoding, or XML. It uses this XML HTTP request for the communication to the server, and JavaScript to tie all this stuff together. So basically it's something we all know, in not this connection, but you all know JavaScript for some reasons, or CSS, and now we put all this together. So the technique behind this, you see to the left side how the request is done in the traditional way. You do some interaction in the browser, the command is sent to the server, the page is built and sent back to the browser. Now with AJAX we have a layer in between, this AJAX engine, and it also does the HTTP request but in the background, and we get some basic data back, maybe a serialized array in a JSON format, or XML output, or pre-formatted HTML, what we then can use to update only portions of the website. So I have a div with an ID, and I can address this div and change its inner HTML to update the content of the website without reloading everything else that is not interested. So the menu block doesn't change, but I want to change another part in my topic thread or whatever, so I just update this part and everything else keeps as is. So what do we need to get started? As a user we need a modern browser. Okay, everyone should at least have a modern browser, even Internet Explorer is to be treated as one. If using Internet Explorer you have to activate ActiveX, at least in ES6. In ES7 it's not longer a part of ActiveX, this XML HTTP request. In ES6 it is. As a developer you should know about HTML, CSS and JavaScript, but okay, as a developer who is interested in this, I take this as a minimum requirement that is not so locking you out of the system for AJAX. Most people know about it. Should know, yes. We have several tools what we will use in .8, or which I started using in pnForum 2. The basic is Prototype. It's a standard compliant JavaScript library. It's a spin-off from the Ruby on Rails project, but it can be used without Ruby. Same is this one is dealing with the basic part. It has the AJAX stuff in it, and it has a lot of other functionality. Very interesting is a shortcut for the function document get elements by ID. This is a well-known function you need everywhere in JavaScript. You can just shortcut this to the $sign. Makes the code a little bit shorter and easier to read. There's some other features also. These features are not part of this lecture. You can see the Prototype homepage or see my my links on Delicious. I've collected some links to AJAX and Web 2.0 stuff also there. The next one is Scriptaculous. It's also basically coming from Ruby on Rails. It's an effect library you can use to scroll down, scroll up. You can sort some things. You can open a window which slides in or slides out. Everything is possible, either or horizontally or vertical. No problem. You tell what you want to do, and Scriptaculous is doing it. All this stuff normally results in templates with a lot of JavaScript everywhere. And the next two parts, behavior and event selectors, are planned to get rid of these small portions of JavaScript everywhere. You assign CSS class and you connect this CSS class to a JavaScript function. This is quite easy. This is to say all classes that have this name open window, if you move the mouse over it, a special function is executed that opens something. So you do not have this JavaScript all in your template. You have it in one certain place outside. Last thing that's being used right now, at least on Andreas' webpage for Remszeitung.de, also the new version of Formicula will use it, is client-based user validation of input. Also uses Scriptaculous for showing remarks if you have not entered valid data or any data at all. I will show you an example later on. Yeah. It is, but it's very unlikely that the Ruby on Rails project is going to be dropped. So I expect at least the first two to be maintained. Behavior is quite a small thing. It's 1 or 2 pages in your editor. If event selectors, half a page more maybe, so it's quite easy to understand. That's not a big problem. So I prepared a little example of what we can do